Hey guys, welcome back to Fit Station. Kelly and I here again. So today we're continuing our series on basics. So the Basics 101 or Fit 101 as we've been calling it. And now we're going to work on triceps. So we're going to show you 3 tricep exercises. Kelly, you want to tell them what exercises we're going to do?
So first we're going to start with a close grip press, tricep press, or close grip chest press. So we're going to use the Smith machine today to do that. I'm just going to be bringing that bar close grip, bringing the bar down just to above the chest, which is going to target more of the triceps, and then pressing that off of us.
Okay, so the reason we chose this exercise as our first and primary exercise is because you can use a little bit more weight on it. It is a pressing movement. It's not dangerous. You're not using so much weight like you would on a bench press or something because it is for your triceps only. So you are going to decrease your weight and look more for the form on it. And you'll see that, we'll point that out as we get going on it. But it's also very good for warming up all 3 heads of the tricep, and then as we move forward to the other exercises we're going to do, we're going to isolate a little bit more. So you'll see that we're going to get a nice rounded workout on our triceps, okay? This is going to help us develop strength, okay? This will help us develop good coordination with the weights and so forth. Anything that you think that this might help with perhaps targeting for women?
Well, basically, ladies, I hear a lot of complaints about when you wave, your arm waves too. Well, this will help take that away.
Exactly.
So it is building the muscle back through here in the back of the arm. It will tighten that up, and that is what we call toning. So that's what we're headed for today.
Excellent, excellent. So this is a great one for that, ladies. Very good exercise for you. Again, not dangerous, particularly when you use the Smith machine. And Kelly's going to demonstrate it here with our first working set.
Okay. So I am going for, probably on my warm-up set, I'll go for 15. And it is a close grip. And then again, bring that down just to the top of the chest. So you should automatically start to feel this in the back of the arm. So because my grip is closer, that's how it's going to target more of the tricep than the chest. I'm also bringing the elbows in just a little bit. And take this last one.
All right. Good deal. I'll do a quick warm-up set, and then we'll go ahead and hit our first working set. Again, guys, using this knurled area and non-knurled area, use these for markers, okay? If you're looking for a marker on the close grip for triceps here, I usually use the inner one, and you'll notice that that's where Kelly went as well. And the whole idea is to keep the stress on the triceps and not the chest. Okay? So again, we're looking to come right above the chest or right above the nipple area. If you're look good, you can see how my triceps are stretching right there, and that's what we want. We want that tricep stretch. And then you want to keep your elbows in, okay? Don't let them come out like this. Keep your elbows in and push up with your triceps, okay? This is a very effective exercise for the triceps.
So again, changing that grip, just a little variation on that grip actually targets more of the tricep and not so much of the chest. It is somewhat similar.
Yeah, on this particular exercise, that works out very, very well. And it's actually well, it's a bodybuilding technique that the bodybuilders use, and it's very good. Everybody can use it. And this particular exercise lends itself very well. Okay, let's go ahead and take the first working set.
So you notice my elbow is doing a lot more than Tom's do. And that's just different body types right there.
Everybody's genetics are different. Everybody's body structure and makeup is different. We're showing you the basics. You'll apply these basics to your particular body structure, your particular genetics, okay? But utilize these as the basics.
So and what I feel this a lot in my triceps doing this. And if I were to flare mine out a little more, I wouldn't feel it so much. Again, that's just my body structure. So you have to find what's right for you.
From a physiology and exercise standpoint though, when you keep these elbows in, it does activate the triceps more. And that's exactly what we're looking to do. Okay guys, this is, I'm not looking to bench press 400 pounds today. I'm just looking to demonstrate the exercise, okay? And I want to make sure that you utilize and you concentrate on good form, particularly on an exercise like this, okay? So again, get yourself situated. Keep those elbows in on the way down, above your nipple. Get a good stretch, up. And you can go ahead and tense at the top. This is a very good rep. So what I'm doing right here is really ideal if you're looking to do this exercise. You'll notice Kelly, when she does it, she's able to touch her chest. Me, not so much. I don't have quite that ability. My body structure is much larger, and therefore I'm not going to get down quite as far.
And that's good, you can see it both ways, so that you see that both arms are correct, but identifying that, again, there's two different types of body structure.
Exactly.
So that's where the difference is.
As you get accustomed to doing this movement, you will find this is going to add strength very quickly. So your strength will go up very fast. You'll be able to start putting in some more weight. Anything else you want to say about this particular exercise, Kelly?
I think we covered that.
So yeah, so keep in mind, we're hitting the entire tricep, all three heads right there. Very good exercise, good for core strength, good for mobility, good for helping and assisting other exercises and so forth. This is a good one, good for that area down here that Kelly was talking about, so when you're waving, it doesn't fly around. So this is good for men, good for women, good solid exercise.
It's also a good exercise to maybe start with on the Smith machine because it's going to keep you in that same range of motion. A lot of times what happens when we're working the triceps is we start to depend on our shoulders too much and let the shoulders take over. This is going to keep you in that same range of motion and kind of prevent those shoulders taking over the exercise. Would you agree, Tom?
Absolutely, positively. Also help with injury prevention.
Yes.
So if you're advanced, I still utilize this to this day. A lot of the pros utilize this exercise because it does hit the tricep so well. So again, we're not just showing you something and saying that pawning it off on beginners. This is a core exercise that you can utilize throughout your entire fitness journey. Very solid exercise. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and set up for the next exercise and be right back at you. Okay guys, so we're gonna do our second exercise now in our tricep series. So our second of 3. And Kelly, you wanna tell them what we're gonna do here?
So we're doing a tricep push down. So we're actually going to be taking our arms for about this angle here and then pressing down, so you should see the triceps flex as we're doing that, and that is what we're targeting. Again, in this exercise you don't really want the shoulders to take over.
Alright, and this one is a little bit more focused on an area of the tricep as opposed to the last exercise we did, which was more general. Okay? And you're going to see that here in a moment as we get going. So Kelly, you want to go ahead and get started?
So I do take a higher grip than most people on the tricep bar. All right. And then I just want to straighten out those arms so that you feel that flex all the way back into the tricep.
Notice how she's got a slight bend to her waist. That's again to keep the stress or the emphasis on the tricep. Okay, you see that's definitely happening here. You can see what's going on here as she pushes down. And again, emphasize that principle we talked about, okay? Time under tension.
And you do want the arms to come almost all the way straight on that.
Go ahead and reset the weight. I hit my set.
Again, so you see how Tom's getting like just past that 90-degree elbow from the wrist to the elbow to the shoulder. It's straightening out the arms. So you want to straighten them out till you feel that flex in the back of your arms. And again, I want you to notice how he's keeping his shoulders stable. It's very important. See, a lot of people do this exercise wrong. I want the shoulders to do the exercise.
Exactly. This is a tricep exercise, not a shoulder exercise. So we'll go ahead and set up the weight for Kelly's second working set. If you were going to spot on this particular exercise, the appropriate spotting method is to help here with the cable side. Okay? Generally, again, on the way down, not much on the way up.
Also, you want to keep your wrist in a stable position. I have gloves on, so you can't really see mine. Make sure you don't let those wrists flexing back and forth. That's one.
Okay, guys, once again, notice how we keep our elbows in, keep the stress on the tricep, time under tension, so we're actually going up slow, keeping that tension on, and then we're pressing it down, and we're tensing it on the way down, okay?
Again, using the cadence or the count of maybe 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 up, focusing on the muscle group, not allowing momentum to take over the exercise, and fighting that tension of the cable on the way back up.
Okay, anything else you want to add to the tricep? Push down.
I would say maybe the only other thing is to make sure you do have that little bit of a forward stance. If you can't keep your feet together, maybe a staggered stance so that you aren't flexing back and forth in the torso or causing any pain to your low back.
Good tip. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and set up for our next one.
All right.
Okay, guys, we're all set up for our third and final exercise in our Basics 101 triceps. Okay, you can see Kelly's are starting to get out there.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and show this exercise. Kelly, you want to tell them what exercise we're going to do?
So we're doing overhead tricep cable pulls.
So we chose the cable pull as our next exercise for a couple of reasons. Again, keeping that tension, okay, that time under tension on the tricep. The cables do a very, very nice job at that. And you notice as Kelly gets started here in the exercise how that tension is going to stay on the tricep. Also, we can use a little bit less weight because it is a cable, okay? And we're not worrying about dumbbells and those types of things. So in that regard, it's a little safer, okay? So it's safe, it's extremely effective. Kelly and I were just talking off camera a moment ago. Even the pros continue to utilize this exercise. I use it almost every tricep workout. Very, very effective exercise. Once you get the hang of doing it properly and you make sure that your tension stays on your tricep, extremely, extremely good exercise. Okay? Kelly's going to go ahead and demonstrate.
All right, so what we're doing here is grabbing a hold of the rope and then bringing those elbows overhead. And you want to kind of keep those elbows right overhead and shoulders a little bit locked down. And then just straighten out the arms, bend the elbows. So you think about the elbows being a lever. And all they're doing is going from that nice angle right there to straight.
Exactly. So you see
Nothing else is really moving.
her upper arm isn't moving much in its position.
So, and you have to kind of lock down your core in order to keep this exercise moving so that you're not utilizing your torso to get it done. If you're feeling like you need to do that, then you probably have too much weight. It's okay to start pretty light on this until you get used to it. Last one of these.
Excellent. It's also easy if you're working out with another training partner to select automatic weights. Just put your weight on there and you're ready to go. I like to take my foot here, my heel, and put it against the machine. Just helps me a little bit with stabilization.
And again, see how Tom is not letting anything else move besides just that elbow joint. He's not operating this exercise from the shoulders. Another thing to point out is he is keeping his head as long as his spine, and that is also important. You don't really want to flex your head back and forth. You want to kind of keep yourself nice and stable. Lock down the abs to keep your core tightened down. And also pay attention that he doesn't have a lot of motion going on in the wrist. He's kind of keeping those wrists in a lockdown position, not flexing the hands back and forth. And the reason I say that is because you can end up having sore wrists. Try to let the smaller muscles go.
Exactly. Okay, Kelly will do her second working set. See if we can point out any other things for you guys.
I like to try and think about keeping my elbows hugged around my head. That just gives me good stabilization through my shoulders and focus. And then I'm spotting myself in the mirror across from me to make sure I'm staying in that same range of motion.
Again, notice how her upper arm stays very stable. That makes the tricep do the work, and that is what you're working on.
All right, let's go.
Excellent, good job. Again, a couple of principles that we want to remind you of, and you won't see it a lot of times when one of us are off camera. In between, we'll stretch. We'll also utilize the flexion technique, okay? So for example, if you're working your triceps, in between sets you can just sit there and flex the tricep. It's an isometric move. It's utilized heavily by pro athletes, not just bodybuilders, but all pro athletes, all kinds of sports, okay? And once again, it helps keep the muscle in there, helps develop more muscle. Very, very good movement.
Cable is starting to come back towards the machine. You should feel that stretch in the tricep. And then the working motion in this exercise is the actual pull or pushing of the cable away from you. Again, on this exercise, just like with the other exercises we've done today, you're fighting that weight both on the way forward and on the way back into the machine. Always in control, not allowing momentum to take over.
Okay guys, that was our third and final exercise on Triceps 101. So again, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, send us comments, send us questions. Please, we'll pop up the email here after the video. Absolutely. Anything else you'd like to say, Kelly?
I think that covers it for the triceps for today.
Okay, good job. And again, notice Kelly's not, you know, she's not like me, okay?
Right.
This is a woman and a man, estrogen, testosterone. Ladies, you're not going to get big arms just because you're doing these exercises. What you will get is nice toned arms, okay, which you do want, okay? And that's what you want to notice here. And the contrast between Kelly and myself, you know, the big guy, the more toned, shapely woman. Those are the types of things that most people are looking to target. So we want to keep that in mind. Guys, thanks for stopping in. We'll see you on the next video.
All right. Hi, Kelly here again, and we're going to be working our triceps today. So I want to show you a diagram of just where those triceps are. All right, so we're going to look at it over here on our diagram. And you can see here is one head of the tricep starting kind of underneath the armpit and running down towards the elbow. We do have three, and then we have another one here going down into the elbow and here as well. So again, there are three heads to the tricep. Whenever you're doing those push down motions, you're actually working those triceps, and I'm showing this to you today so that hopefully you can find those and concentrate on those and really get that blood moving to those triceps.